Welcome to the preview of Luthier. Hello and welcome to Weekly Game Night channel. My name is Adam and I have some exciting news as Dave Beck is back with his newest title, Luthier, beautifully illustrated by Vincent Dutroit. This game is now available on Kickstarter and you can find the link in the description of this video. You might be familiar with Dave Beck and Patterson Games' previous hit, Distilled. If not, you're missing out. It's not only visually stunning, but also offers rewarding gameplay. Luthier is no different in quality. In fact, it's bigger, arguably more beautiful, and more complex than Distilled. Quick interlude, this video is brought to you by Patterson Games, the maestros behind today's featured game, Luthier. Without further ado, let's dive into what Luthier is all about. Later in the video, I will walk you through the gameplay, highlighting the exquisite components of the game. Finally, I will share my personal thoughts on Luthier and why I think it's a must-have for any board game enthusiast. And for fans of Vincent Dutroit artwork, stay tuned. Until the very end, I will showcase the stunning art he has created for this very game, which complements the classical music theme perfectly. If you are as eager as I am to uncover the rich melodies of Luthier, hit that like button and subscribe to join our community of board gamers. Let's embark on this musical journey together, shall we? Enjoy the video and let's get started. Luthier is a worker placement competitive Eurogame for 1 to 4 players. Set in the golden age of classical music, you will lead one of several families of artisans striving for prestige by crafting instruments for patrons like Mozart or Beethoven, giving performances, visiting market for resources, and securing a coveted seat in the orchestra. Luthier incorporates elements of hidden bidding for actions, strategic negative interaction, and traditional worker placement mechanics. As the game progresses, your family will expand, providing more workers for increased actions, resources, and ultimately prestige. You will begin the game with a setup phase that, while somewhat lengthy, will become streamlined in the final version with custom trays for each player's components. To prepare for the symphony of music, each player will organize their tray with essential components: your family tile, which provides starting resources and abilities, starting patrons, instrument cards, worker tokens to be placed on the board, and personal endgame goals. Up next, prepare the main board by arranging available repair, patron, performance and instrument cards, as well as setting up public awards. Once everything is set, place the round marker on the first spot and you are all set to dive into the world of Luthier. The game spans over 6 rounds, during which you will accumulate victory points known as prestige by crafting new instruments, satisfying patrons, performing music, and repairing instruments. Additionally, at the end of the game, you will earn points for achieving personal goals, scoring public awards, and securing the first chairs in the orchestra. Players will start each round by collecting the start of the round bonuses. You will also advance patrons' patience cubes to receive gifts like animal, wood or metal resources, cash or apprentices. Also, new market card will be revealed, showing the resource price for the current round. Finally, players will be able to add up to 2 instruments to their workbenches. Next, in the planning phase, players will bid on action spaces in the predetermined round order. The value of your bid token determines your priority during the action resolution phase. Additionally, players can use apprentices to increase the value of their bid tokens. It's worth noting that you start with 3 worker tokens, but later in the game you will gain access to tokens with number 4 and 2. Once all players have placed their tokens, it's time to resolve the actions. There are 6 locations you can visit, each offering a main action for a primary outcome or an alternate action for various types of resources. If the value of your token is 4 or higher, you gain access to an action bonus. Additionally, there is a market available once per round where you can buy or sell resources and apprentices, adding another strategic layer to your decisions in Luthier. For inspiration and additional income, players can acquire patrons by visiting the salon in Luthier. Patrons provide a steady income each round, but also come with specific requirements that need to be fulfilled. These requirements may include crafting or repairing specific instruments, as well as giving performances of a particular type. Skill bonus of workers 4 or higher grants you resetting patrons' patience cubes. As a luthier, obtaining new plans for instruments is crucial, and you can acquire this at the guild. With a special skill bonus of 4 or higher, you can even place these plans directly into your workbench, streamlining your production process and enhancing your efficiency in crafting instruments. To showcase the value and craftsmanship of your instruments, you can select a card and give a performance. During a performance, you will roll 2 dice to determine your score and the rewards you will receive based on the outcome. Additionally, utilizing the special skill bonus of 4 or higher will advance your token on the performance skill track. This progression grants you abilities such as rerolls, access to stronger black dice, and specialty workers. To earn prestige points, players can repair or refinish instruments and place the repair tokens in the orchestra space. Utilizing the special 4+ skill bonus allows players to advance on the craft skill track. This progression unlocks special workers and grants ongoing abilities, enhancing their capabilities throughout the game. Time to rub elbows with the elite. At the balcony, players can score public awards. With a special bonus, they can also advance on the reputation track, gaining rewards such as free instruments, access to Tier 2 and 3 cards, additional workers or apprentices. Additionally, the balcony determines the player order for the next round, adding a strategic element to this pivotal location. Finally, there are 2 crucial locations on your workbench. On the left side, you will rough out your instruments, while on the right side, you will finish them. To complete an instrument, you will need to spend resources. Once finished, you can fulfill your patron's requirements and place your instrument token in the orchestra pit. Your patrons are influential musical figures in Luthier. They provide you with gifts every round until their patience runs out. Once you fulfill their requirements by performing music, crafting or repairing instruments, they grant you immediate rewards and ongoing abilities, enhancing your gameplay experience. Now, let's delve into the bustling orchestra in Luthier. It's divided into sections based on instrument types and musical styles. Here, players compete for majority control to earn rewards and, most importantly, secure the coveted first chairs by placing their instrument tokens to secure the spots in the final scoring. Once round 6 concludes, final scoring commences to determine the most prestigious player and declare the winner. Now that you are familiar with the basics of Luthier, let me share some thoughts of mine after playing the game. And so I'm back. After playing Luthier solo and with full squad of 4 players, here are a few impressions I would like to share with you guys. Undeniably, Luthier is a beautiful game. From the huge box and stunning illustrations to the plethora of tokens and the general high production quality, Luthier continues the path set by Distilled. One thing I would love to change though is this scoring board. I would prefer it integrated into this main game board rather than taking up separate space. But that is just a detail. Overall, we are dealing with a top-notch quality product over here. Gameplay-wise, Luthier is a solid Euro game. It might not be revolutionary, but it has plenty of elements that feel natural and well integrated. This is because Dave Beck, the game author, always heavily relies on team, and there is a good dose of research done to intertwine the game mechanics and the theme. In a way, the game takes you to the era of classical music, and it has some nice educational value, as you will find familiar characters, families, short description, and as it was with Distilled, in the rulebook you get nice explanation of how mechanics are inspired by the real-life activities of artisans. You really feel like you are leading your family of artisans, aka workers, to victory. And Luthier provides plenty of ways to score prestige points, so there is definitely room to find your own path to the victory. It's one of those games where all the elements matter. Yes, there are some spaces or locations you will rarely visit, but the core of your points will come from crafting instruments, completing patrons, requests, and taking first chairs in the orchestra. Despite all the available options, the gameplay flows very well. Yes, it will take you about 3 hours to finish the game, but you are always either playing or thinking on the next round. What I really liked is that thanks to the hidden bidding priority mechanism, you cannot plan every round down to the last detail. It's not just an Excel sheet with a nice theme, it's a living game where from time to time you will need to nudge your opponents or adjust your plan. By far, my favorite part of the game is the orchestra. It's a place of constant struggle for rewards and position. The situation there changes so fast that it's hard to keep up with it, always crowded, and I just love it. To me, Luthier ticks all the boxes for an awesome Euro worker placement game. Powered by fantastic graphics, a smooth gameplay flow, and a strong reliance on team, it's clear that Paverson Games has the right recipe to become a star publisher. If you already played and liked their previous game, Distilled, you will love Luthier as it takes gameplay to a whole new level. Alright, make sure to check out Luthier on Kickstarter, and thanks for watching guys, bye bye, until the next one!